Hello, this is Tom Wood and Max Pollard with Epicor Software Corporation. This is the fourth video in a series to talk about the Eagle for automotive and the impact of the N-Series on inventory in this case. So, Max, if you would, with no further ado, introduce us to some new features.
Absolutely, Tom. So today we'll talk about inventory and some purchasing features, and really focus on, how the product can help you do a better job with those tasks. Being able to quickly add new items into stock and set your pricing, and then being able to use computer-generated orders to keep your store stocked. And part of that suggested order process that we leverage is what we call ranking, where we go through, we have a report that analyzes your sales and ranks your parts based on their sales velocity. So and then we also do that not only on units, but for gross profit. And we can take these rankings and plug them into the forecasting and also the suggested ordering process. So, for example, if you have a slow-moving part that begins to pick up velocity, the system can automatically change weeks of supply, that sort of thing, so that you can have a strategy change because the velocity changed. And then another component is that suggested ordering. A lot of systems and a lot of practices in the past have focused on min-max, but there's some challenges with that process because unless someone's constantly maintaining those levels, you're going to generate stockouts or overstocks on any kind of seasonal item where you could have it, you would be able to, where this is not purchasing enough during your busy time, and then when it's slow, for example, de-icer, flip this for the summer you would have de-icer at a low stocking level, and in the winter you'd want to stock up. If you kept a standard min-max on it, it's just going to order the same amount all the time, and sometimes it's taking up too much room. Sometimes you don't have enough. So that's why on the Eagle, we can create a reorder that we base upon forecasted sales. We do an analysis of your sales history, taking into account inputs like if it's a if it's a high velocity item, we're going to stock more of it. If it's a low velocity, we're going to be very conservative, and then translate that into an order point, so that the system can give you a suggestion on what to stock based on how that part's moved in the past. Now, obviously, you're going to need other inputs to this, but that this will give you a very good starting point to at least understand once I get the part in and it's selling, that I can put it on autopilot during those, that stretch of years where it does, that I just need to stock it and I don't need to worry about exactly how many. But then you can flag it out at the end of life to manage it differently once it becomes more of an obsolete type of part. And the dynamic order point, I think, is very powerful because it allows you to get that starting point from historical sales. It takes way less time. If you're doing these kind of number crunching, even if you're in a spreadsheet type of format and looking at unit sales last year, that sort of thing, it takes a lot of time and effort to do that. Whereas with this forecasting and dynamic order point, the computer can do all that heavy lifting and number crunching for you. And then you still have that opportunity to review the order and tweak it based on, different factors. So this gives you a very powerful tool set for managing your inventory and also getting your purchase orders together. A couple other things I want to talk about in purchasing real quick, a couple highlights. The Eagle takes a snapshot of every the PO through its life cycle. So as you transmit it to the warehouse, as you receive it, if you have multiple receiving sessions, so we can give you snapshots of all those points so that if there's a price change, quantity change, parts being taken off or added on, you'll be able to follow all of that through the PO, and it won't be a mystery how you got to the final PO. As you're changing price, as you're receiving, and if you recognize a cost change, you have the opportunity right there in the receiving form to create a new price change. And even if you need to, drill down to that inventory record from the PO form, so that if you need to get to that item level or that part level very quickly, we have those tools there for you. And then I think just to mention real quick that we do have full support for transmitting orders via EDI or a number of other technologies to simplify submitting that order to your warehouses. So that we bring this all together just to help you do a better job purchasing with less effort.
Very good, Max. And I know there's other really nice features such as the Vista integration, or Vista, use the Vista products to tell what products in your market, what vehicles are in your market, and the failure rates associated with them to help you more fine-tune what you should be stocking in those stores. But thank you, Max. I appreciate your background and quick look at some new inventory control features and some ongoing inventory control features of the new Eagle N series.